What's up and good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to part 19, I think, of the restaurant build project. John, today's been going interesting, huh?
It's a real fun day.
All right. We're currently up in the loft, and well, if you guys have been following the progress, you've seen how we built the catwalk, which is going to allow you to enter the loft, but you have to go through this big truss system similar to the trusses back there, which are essentially holding up the roof of this building. You can't obviously walk through a diagonal. Go ahead, Johnny, take it away. You obviously can't walk through having one of these diagonal braces going in the way. So we have to cut one of them out. And well, to be able to cut one of them out, we have to brace this entire thing up. It's gonna be a little bit loud with John over there cutting off one of the bolts, but we've got our 6x6 buckets that we put in prior to putting the subfloor down over there. And then the other day, me and John put a separate 6x6 bucket there, and then he's actually working on getting one up over on this side. And the fun part about these is there's also a rafter that goes right next to the truss. So we had to make a template of all of, let me see, where is that template? So we had to make a template of the bolt holes in the actual bracket itself, transfer that to the outside of that rafter, and then just blindly send some SDS screws through it, and thankfully they all went. And yeah, you're pretty happy with that. Are you all right?
Got one.
Oh, you got one? Oh, dude, watch out for your bosom.
And you gotta be careful with that. Little sparks on the bosom. Every time.
Now, per the plans, we need to retain any part of these diagonals that are going to stay in place. So we've got one diagonal here we've already made the cut for, and we're going to be putting another bucket exactly like this one. Well, it's getting modified right now, but it was like this one when it started. That is going to go like so, and then these little wings will catch this portion right here. But if you guys notice in this orientation, that's not going to work. So Dave has actually got one of these downstairs right now. He's cutting these off. He's gonna be flipping them and then re-welding them back on.
Special fucking driller.
What's up? No, you're gonna have to, those two, remember how we had the two holes, like you're lower there. So it should be two bottom holes that are barely, you might be upside down or something, I don't know.
That's a screw hole?
That's a screw hole, but I think you're gonna have to flip it. I think you're backwards now. No, maybe you had it right. No, it's the other way. But that's the two screw holes that you see. Come on down, come on down.
Nice, dude.
There is a line, so keep
I think
going.
we're good. I'm out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, take it, dude. Take it.
Okay,
Woo, that's hot.
That's hot.
Woo, that's hot.
Now I'm gonna cut just a little, like a 3/16 more than that line. Off
Yeah,
now.
good call.
Okay.
Good call. Sometimes you gotta angle it a little bit. Sometimes you gotta play with them. You'll find the hole, Johnny. You'll find her hole, dude. Just angle her. Now you'll get it.
Got it?
We're in, Johnny.
We're in.
We're in, buddy. There we go. There's three. Beautiful. Up a little bit. There we go. Come on down, dude. This is not gonna burn me this time. That's kind of cool. That's a good fit right there, Davo. There's a mark. You see your mark? Marking down right there. We did it. We did it, boys. Well, you guys can see how we had to modify this bracket, cut those wings off, flipped them over, and then kicked them at this 45. This was originally centered, but the way that this thing ended up laying down, it's a little off center, but I won't tell if you don't tell. It's really not doing much, but plans call for it, so we're doing it. We've also got our other 6x6 in. We've got to finish bolting this together, and then we can take down our temporary supports, and we will have an official walkway. Well, the temporary supports are out, and we now have our new opening that is going to get you into the upper deck. Now, remember, we talked about a long time ago, this is mainly going to be for private events. I'm sure if there's no private events going on, they may or may not open this up to you know, dining as well, because the more tables you have and the more chairs you have, the more money you can make. But I'm happy to finally have this stupid angle piece out of the way. Dave did a fantastic job welding this bracket up and making it look like it came just like that from the factory. John's over here working super hard. Saying you love me? Sign language?
Yeah.
It's nice, dude. And then Papa Rhino was blessed today with a portrait of him done by one of the local homeless, or as they call it in California, unhoused, because God forbid homeless is just so, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but derogatory, I guess. I mean, this dude cruises by, he like takes all the trash out of the liquor store every day in exchange for like one cold beer. And it keeps him happy. He's super excited. We call him Chicken Man because he typically has like baby chicks with him that like follow him down the sidewalk or just chill on his shoulder. Like, it's kind of impressive what this man can do with chickens. So here, I mean, it's even framed. We got a portrait. This is Papa Rhino on the scaffolding from the street view. That is the construction fence. That is the block work that he is doing right there. I'm not sure what that is back there, but there's Papa Rhino's portrait, signed by Chicken Man himself right there. All right, you guys, well, outside you can see Papa Rhino has been cranking away. We've got, we're pretty much maxed out on height right there, which is gonna tie into the old parapet. We gotta kind of splice and piece that back together to hold that chunk up. But good news is there's tons of rebar in there. This is the bar opening now. Now you guys can see we got the lintel going across the top, and that's actually got some number 7 rebar in it, which is some hefty stuff right there, crossing that opening. That way, once we grout it, we can pull all of our bracing out and that'll hold itself up. That'll be solid concrete. I think it's a 14-foot opening, so it's a pretty big opening with only having 3.5 feet or so of concrete above it. Now inside, John and I are working on getting this tie-in basically from the old roof to the new wall. We've already gone ahead and cut all of our rafters. Plumb cut those. We're then going to be putting in a 6x12 is going to be going on the face of the wall there, and then our rafter tails are going to tie into that using these hangers. For that though, we need to notch all of these rafter tails so we can inset the hangers into them. So instead of just trying to do that and considering that good, or even just flush cutting off of there, we're going to inset all of these like so, give or take right there. And then again, the 6x12 will be right here off the wall, and this will anchor everything together like that. We got a lot of these to do it too. This roof is very wonky. I don't know, I mean, there's like not quite 12 inches of difference, but I went ahead and shot the laser and measured every single one of these rafter tails because these go all kinds of crazy. But I missed my line here. Times 25. We got a little gap. 5.5, we got it. What happened, Johnny?
Ladder shifting on it.
It's home fall, buddy. All right. Don, I got 12 done. How many are you on?
2.
All right. Friday, yeah, maybe. No.
Is it Friday the 19th? Did we miss a month?
The 19th? It might be the 19th. I don't know.
So, see, that's the thing. It just says Wednesday. Wait a minute, it says the 18th. Today's the 11th, right?
Yeah, so that means
So
no parking here,
no
right?
Parking, because it's a construction parking only. And then it says Wednesday to Friday, October 18th, then we should be in that, right?
I mean, yeah, so like if you were...
Oh, but it says except weekends.
It's not a weekend.
Oh, wait a minute.
Friday's
So then,
not a weekend?
so if
No,
this is-
Friday's not a
so-
weekend.
So if you're not doing construction, you shouldn't be parking here then on this street right here?
No.
Where this gentleman just parked without the bumper? Okay, got it. Okay. Might get towed or a ticket. That'd be horrible.
Yeah, we should tell him.
Yeah.
I think he mumbled some shit over there trying to talk some shit, but...
I'd really love for him to come don't tell that to me right now.
Yeah, he hightailed it around that corner.
Just to set this up on his hood.
I don't think he would notice. I mean,
don't think he
clearly
would
his
either.
piece of junk is.
Yeah, we have to ask like a million people a day because nobody like decides to read, so it kind of gets tiresome on its way.
I'm totally with you. I honestly didn't see the sign until I was in the spot, and I was running there for 5 seconds, so it was one of those, I'm just getting the fuck out of your way just as fast.
Okay. Yeah, I had to park like 3 blocks down because someone else said the same thing, so it kind of sucked.
No, I can totally get it. I can live 5 blocks down the road. I deal with this shit daily.
So I've just come to the conclusion that this video is unfortunately also going to be a very cut up video. It'll probably take 10 days to film. But bathroom wise here, we've got all of our cement board up. That is where the tile is going to go. And then from there up, it's just going to be finished drywall. Same again with the ADA bathroom. Outside in the street, we've still got, they're basically getting the box put in for the water meter, shut off main, everything that's going to come in. And then coming around the corner, not exactly sure what their plan is to doctor this up, but for some reason they didn't want to saw cut where these squares are in the sidewalk, which would have been much easier. Maybe they're going to come back and do that after. I don't really know. That one's not our scope of work here. But we are going to be bringing in all of the sheets of drywall today for the kitchen. And the kitchen actually gets 3 layers of 5/8 drywall on the ceiling. I mean, that's a ton of freaking drywall. So to make it easier, because it's going in the kitchen, Dave has opted to take out this window because, well, the window is installed incorrectly anyway.
Barely upside down, dude.
Just barely upside down. Nothing on this storefront was done properly. I mean, again, we got like interior grade doors. This door didn't actually used to have a threshold right here. It was actually just another piece of door jamb like this, where it actually had the routed out holes for the hinges. That was on the ground as the threshold for some odd reason. Just a lot wrong here. Oh, well, they got this one not upside down. That's good. The stucco work out here is horrendous. This entire thing's getting chopped out. We have to rebuild the front of the store, like we did that wall over there, like we did on that wall back there, which I'll take you outside in a second to show you guys Paparano's progress. I was not here yesterday, but it looks like they made a lot of good progress. So again, if you look, don't look too close at this framing, but there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. This is actually some of the better work that I've seen. You can see these boys have been absolutely rocking it out here. I mean, they're almost done. They've got just a little bit. They got a piece back in over there, and then try to finagle some stuff back here to hold up that parapet corner. That has to stay, or at least some version of that has to stay for the historical value of this building. How projects like this work is they'll try to find historical photos of buildings, and they will literally go stand across the street and compare it to what's here, and they'll tell you what needs to stay to keep the historical look of the building. Now, is this just an old turd building with like very little to no character to it? Yes, it is, but because some of the right people cried and complained enough, crappy buildings like this have to stay. I get certain buildings. I mean, that building across the street, that old brick building, albeit it looks like you know, it's a bunch of slumlord owned apartments, but like that's a much more architecturally appealing building, and I can see how you'd want to kind of keep that. But then you go across the street and there's like a 800 unit brand new super modern apartment complex. So I don't know how much you're really keeping, but it's one of those things we have to contend with on this project, is just that front little face, basically this little corner right here, being the historical value, and it needs to remain. So we need to prop it up. So we've got a bunch of rebar that's like tied into it. We've got some of that old existing twisted bar right there, and then some of our newer bar that we've epoxied up underneath. We're gonna hopefully lock this back together, and then Paparano will get over here and kind of piece it back together, and then I believe we're gonna stucco over that to hide that transition. Moving glass is the most dangerous thing on a job site. We wouldn't want to do it without you. You got your wrist guards?
Going outside? Where'd you go? He's leaving. It's too dangerous.
It's dangerous, boys.
What are you doing? What you got, Dave?
All right, you get on that side.
Holla at me.
There we go.
That's nice.
There we go.
That's looking real nice.
Come in, boy.
Coming in.
Come in.
You got that?
Oh yeah, dude. He poured it, flashed it. On the bottom, not the sides.
Oh, he did the top.
Where you want to get this situated at?
Well, we got a window delivery. This is going to be our window from the kitchen into basically where the food's gonna get passed through. And then we've got our 2 stacks of drywall that are showing up. So we've got all of this area opened up, windows removed. We're gonna try to get it as close as we can, and then we just pass the sheets right through there. This thing has been pooed on. This is disgusting, dude. It's like hydraulic oil or something, no?
Yeah, right? I don't know.
Is it broken?
Nah.
Oh, it's just tape. Yeah, dude, that's a self-closing drive-through window right there, if I've ever seen one. You're hitting the pole. You gotta go over maybe 3 inches, but I don't think you have 3 inches. How far does it? It'll reach far enough, I think. Yeah. I think it's just gonna be the best we can do here. Oh, that's good. All right, Johnny. Only 1,700 more to go, buddy.
Right?
We're almost there, dude. We're almost there.
You ever get nervous, like you made some huge mistake and you ordered?
I'm gonna need it, dude.
Flipping it over.
Right on Rhino Ranch, dude. Rhino Ranch way.
Come on out, dude. I'll let you live there. Nice, Johnny. That was a good set down, dude.
Good set.
Good set. Good job, Dave. You're doing good, buddy.
Keep an eye out, dude. Make sure no one's creeping up on Dedek.
Yeah. Keep Dedek safe out there. Well, Dave's keeping the stack from falling over. I think that's what he's doing. Yeah, good job, Dave.
That's an important job.
I mean, it can be done as one guy if you don't mind killing your employees. We're a smarter, not harder kind of group here.
Work hard.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be hard to flip these when the stack gets bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You're not helping Dedek so you can check out dudes across the street? What the fuck, dude?
Nice, Dave. Nice.
Hey, glad to see you. Yeah, buddy.
Dave, look at the time.
Don't worry, Dedek's got this still. Oh, getting a little shadier.
Get a little
Jeez. We could just use that guy that's standing next to you. Nah. Well, now that we've got all of the drywall loaded in, we've got Eddie and the homies over here. They're gonna be hanging all of this. Again, this is miserable. It needs 1 sheet of drywall, then it gets metal hat channel, and then 2 more sheets underneath that. So, these guys are much quicker and better at it than we are. Meanwhile, we were working on getting the window that showed up today installed. And again, this is like basically a drive-through window. We're gonna cheat it up a little bit so we, if we need to slide a countertop in here later, we'll be able to, have a nice countertop that comes out, because this is where the food is gonna be getting passed from the kitchen out to, I guess, get distributed to the tables. Shimmer. Might need a little bit more than that, but. All right, hold on, we don't want to move it. Hey, look, I got 2 shims right here. This thing don't got a stay open latch. It's gonna work, dude.
You got $5 on it?
Nope.
You don't got a $5 on it?
I do, but nope.
You try to bet? Make a bet?
No? What do you want to bet?
It's a fair 50-50.
What's your bet?
I'm gonna have both hands behind my back, and you're gonna bet. None's not an option. There's no house favor here. Okay. I'm gonna put either 1 or 2 screws in my right hand. Okay. And then you're gonna bet 1 or 2.
However many's in your right hand.
Yes. My left one will be like way above my back, so that there's no way I could like swap it up.
No, I'm gonna need you to place them and then separate your hands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah, but I need to see them separate, dude. I don't trust the.
Okay, then how about I do it under the table and I keep them very far away and I just do this.
Okay.
Fair?
I feel better.
All right. Where's your 5?
Right here.
Yeah, put it on the table. That's my 5.
I don't know if I got a 5. No, I don't have one.
76. He's 79 quarters.
How you feeling today?
A little under the weather, a little sick.
Weather?
Yeah, I'm a little sick still. I don't like that you're looking me in the eyes while playing like right in front of your junk and asking me how I'm feeling today. And there's money on the table.
1 or 2.
1.
Take her out, bitch.
Woo! Woo!
Just try to get you hyped up for SEMA.
Woo! Fucking gambling's going good.
Yeah, you just used up all your luck there.
All right, Derek, let's screw this thing down, dude. All right, dude, let me open this bad boy up. Let's see. Hey, man, what'd you get? You want fries with that?
Can I get a fat burger, please?
Nah, dude, sorry. Yeah, whatever, dude. Doesn't even latch.
Maybe we should have like installed it on a slight like runoff.
Oh, it latched. Yeah, we're good. All right, free her up. Now this morning we're starting off back behind the wall that Papa Rhino and Abel built, and we're actually gonna start working on framing up the wood wall that's gonna sit inside of this wall. Now you may be saying, it's a little bit early to do that, and kind of, but kind of not. One of the big things in construction is like order management, right? What order are things gonna come in, and how can we basically keep things moving while we're waiting for other things to happen? So we are waiting on the top half of this wall to get inspected, and then it's gotta get grouted. Then we can attach our ledger board, which is a big 6x12, pretty hefty board. So that's gonna get attached up to the top of the block there, but you don't wanna do that when the concrete's still very fresh. You wanna give it some time to cure because it's gonna be holding a lot of weight. One of the things that's gonna help that though is the wall that's gonna get built up underneath it. And we've gone back and forth on whether we should hang that ledger board first, then build the wall up underneath it to it, or do we just build the wall up underneath? And then we can basically lower the ledger board in from the top because the roof is open, and it'll have something to sit on instead of a bunch of us trying to hold these super heavy beams in place while we anchor them to the block wall. Now, again, speaking of order of operation, clearly we're very early to try to put our bottom plate on because we don't have our foundation here. I mean, we have our footing that we dropped all of these anchor bolts into, but we don't have the actual concrete floor, which is gonna match the floor behind me of the building. You can't really see it. Maybe you can see it better right there. The concrete that's there is gonna come out at that elevation all the way to the wall. Hopefully my finger's in the right spot, probably somewhere around there. But we can float our bottom plate. To do that, we just need a washer on the bottom, like so. The bottom plate will sit there, and then we can tighten it down from the top, and we can basically float the bottom plate all the way through here. And really, we could build this entire wall in place with it floating, and then when we go to pour the slab or the finished floor, we'll just pour it up underneath our bottom plate. Now, really the main reason for this wall is it's not structural. It's basically going, I mean, it's gonna be structural for a second to hold up our beam, but that's not the intended purpose of this wall. The intended purpose of this wall is so that there is somewhere for all of the plumbing and the electrical and all of that to run on this side of the bar. Otherwise, we would just have the exposed block wall. The actual block wall itself is what's gonna hold the beam that is then going to tie into the roof. So the roof is gonna be held up by the block wall. This wall, again, is just gonna be floating underneath it. I mean, technically, it could bear a little weight if the wall fails, which would be a really bad day. But because it is gonna hold the beam up until the wall is grouted, we're gonna use a 4x bottom plate. We're gonna build it kind of stout, because again, these 6x12 beams are pretty heavy. But I have to come in and notch for all of the plumbing now. We've got our water line coming in. We've got more water lines coming in. We've got our drain lines and all of that going over here. Then I have to drill for all of our anchor bolts. And unfortunately, the plan was not originally to go with 4x blocking. So we might have to countersink a little bit to get enough, oh, all right, well, yeah. All right, you stay there. We might have to countersink to be able to tighten that bolt down, because that bolt's gonna be, I think, this is the height that it's gonna be at. If you remember when we actually set these bolts, this concrete slab is gonna come out level with wherever we're at, right along it. And this concrete slab slopes this way. So every few feet, we got to put a mark over to this side. Because again, this is not just, you know, snap, put a line there, put a line back over here, snap a line. And that's where your slab's going to be, because everything's kind of weird and wonky and different. So you have to go, as you go, you have to match this side to that side. So I'm shooting the laser from here over to here. That gave me my height. Just a little pedestal we're gonna set this on right now. That's the height that this is gonna sit at. Don't mind that line because it's actually 3.5 inch material. This laser is 3 inches above the concrete, so that works out. So that's where this is gonna sit, which again, you can see puts us a little bit higher than our anchor bolts. The other thing is they wanna keep this wall a 1/2 inch off of the block wall, which means, you know, we had to do some calculumatating here with all of our marks and our measurements, and here's to hoping my brain is firing on all cylinders, because well, if you can't tell my voice, I've been sick for the last like 4 days, going on not a whole lot of sleep. So here's to hoping, you know,
everything works. And then it only gets worse down here. Look at all the stuff we have to notch for here. I mean, I'm gonna attempt it, and if it doesn't work out well, I mean, there's really just gonna be no meat left on that bottom plate. We might just start and stop it there. Well, y'all, I was able to successfully get the first piece in. I thought for sure I'd be recutting something, but it works. Again, the only issue is being that we decided to switch to 4x material is the fact that our anchor bolts don't quite come up to where they need to be. So I've hogged out down there. It's enough to get a washer and a bolt on there, or it's enough to get a washer and a nut on there, and then there's a good chance we're gonna actually add a coupler. We'll extend it up a little bit, and then we can put our big square flat washer up on top. And then always after the fact, once we pour the concrete up underneath here, we can always drill through here into the concrete, and we can use Titan bolts and basically retrofit this down. It's also an acceptable practice, so we'll probably end up doing that as well, just so we have a little bit extra anchoring, even though again, like, this wall's not really holding anything up. So now we're working on piece number 2. This one is actually easy because it's just 3 anchor bolts. One thing I didn't do over there though, because I didn't know exactly my height, is I actually drilled for the anchor bolts using just a 3/4 inch bit, and then I realized I needed to hog out for the washer because it needed to sit so low. Well, if you guys have ever drilled a hole and then you decide you need to make that hole bigger with a bit like this, or even a paddle bit, like, you can't just do that, right? It's not gonna be centered, it's gonna wobble around like crazy. So all you need to do though is take another piece of material, use whatever bit you wanna come through after the fact with, like so. Use that as your template. You can either clamp it, or in this case, I just stepped on it and I was able to hog out this opening after I had already drilled the 3/4 hole for that bolt to go through. Because yeah, like I said, doing that after the fact is not very easy, but just a quick little guide like I made here out of this 2x4 is all you need, and that helped me auger that out after the fact. But now that I know we need to auger out for the washer, we do this first, and then we come in with the paddle bit. Just don't look center. Go.
Seesaw action? Which way?
My fingers.
Watch your fingers.
Watch my fingers. Okay, well, got pretty much all of the 4x4 bottom plate hung in place. Again, you can see she's floating. But that's about as far as I want to get on this today. We've got the homies back inside. They got the first layer of drywall up yesterday. Now they're putting the hat channel on, and you'll see here in a second just how that's all going to come together. And well, y'all, this is pretty much going to wrap up my day and /or this video. You can see they got all the hat channel installed, and then now we switch over to 2 more sheets of drywall, which are going to go in this direction. So we'll have single sheet of drywall, hat channel, 2 layers, which gives us our 2-hour rating. Some pretty hefty drywall work in here to get the fire ratings that they are looking for. Oh, and then we still gotta figure out tearing this down and rebuilding this, and then we gotta tie this into that when that gets built. There's a lot of like just work as far as you can type of things, but hey, you know, we got our sweet self-closing window in place. That was cool and important, and not a cheap window to do, so that one's cool. We got our door jamb installed. This is made out of all reclaimed wood. This is just to protect it from during construction, but it's made out of all reclaimed wood that came out of the project. Same with the door jamb that is going into this bathroom over here. And I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but you guys know we have the ADA bathroom. That is American with Disabilities Act. So that is the handicap accessible bathroom. And then we have this one, which has a similar door jamb, but again, is protected. Maybe you guys can see, it's a little dark. Let's try this side. Maybe we can see, there we go. It's still dark, but whatever, reclaimed wood. This is actually gonna be saloon doors, both sides right here, because this is a co-ed bathroom. Which works out because we have individual
like doored room stalls, not just like partition wall stalls you see in a typical bathroom. So this one's co-ed. You just have like the common ground here, which is gonna be the sink area. So it doesn't really need full doors, I guess. It's gonna be saloon doors. But anyways, I'm tired, I'm sick. I'm just done with this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now, that we do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.